Ssempa 360, we're remembering the life of a great man, the Archbishop of Church of Uganda, the late Archbishop Janan Luwum, who was killed by the now also late Idi Amin Dada. I'm talking about this on the occasion of a publication of a book, the declaration that the day of his death is now a public holiday in Uganda, as well as lectures, dinners, and a special event at the place of his home and burial in Muchwenyi. This all is in discussing with his daughter, who has told us before we took the break that she forgives. And because she forgives, she's moving on forward. Julie, there were many lives that were impacted by your father. And I did not realize how many lives were impacted. The Archbishop of York gave a speech about your father.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your father's impact on lives.
My father loved young people. He loved young people so much that if he saw potential in you, he will pick you up. He will pick you up and make sure he brings out that potential.
Wow.
This is why he impacted so much on many lives. He had time to study a person and bring out the best in you. He impacted mine as well.
Really?
I am who I am today because of him. Many pastors' children go astray.
That's true.
But I'm proud that in my family, we are all doing something useful.
Straight.
We are all doing something useful for this country. Your son is
such a good friend of mine. I went to school with your son. I have tremendous respect. I can see a sense of similarity there because like father, like son, like father, like daughter. Then you married a very respectable man. And I also want to make sure, did your husband ever know your father?
I'm not sure.
Well, you're too young.
I wasn't.
What am I talking about? Now you married. Where's your husband from? Adrico.
He's from Arua. He's from West Nile.
Okay.
Yes.
So you were from?
I'm from Kitgum.
Kitgum?
Yes.
And then you married?
I'm married in West Nile.
How does your faith bring that to happen? The faith that your father handed down, or the characteristics that your father handed down. How do they impact you today as a person, in your marriage, in your work?
I go out for the truth. If you go to any place I've worked, they'll tell you my record. This lady is too straight. Talk to Professor Nsibambi, for instance. I worked with him. He'll tell you. Really? Yeah. So I think that is from my father.
He impacted those lives. How do they? I see Professor Nsibambi. I see Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda. I see the Archbishop of York, Dr. Michael Sentamu. I see
Loko Orombi.
Henry Loko Orombi.
Yeah.
Talk to me about, from different political colors. And that was quite interesting. Olara Otun.
I think that time probably they were in the same political group, I think. I'm not very sure. Because that time we had only two political parties, DP and the UPC. Yeah. We did not have as many as we have now.
But he brought them together, mentored and impacted so many lives.
He did.
And I am often troubled by the very divisive way in which the politics tends to divide people. One political color, one political ideology. But your father, even in his death, he unites. He unites Namirembe, a divided church of Uganda, where there was tribalism.
Yeah.
He unites even today. How many years later?
38.
38
years, yes.
This is amazing. And this is all someone, we look at Muchwenyi, we cannot explain.
Small, tiny trading center.
Yes. How can greatness come out of this? Like, is it Nazareth?
Greatness, you see how Jesus was.
Eh.
He came from nowhere. Even in death, Jesus was tortured. He was humiliated.
Mm.
So when I look at my father,
Mm.
I just feel humbled.
Mm.
I feel humbled.
Wow.
The life he led, the legacy he left.
Mm.
And today, anywhere I go and I say I'm a Luwum, I get respect, Pastor.
Because of the fact.
Because of that name.
He was offered a chance to flee Uganda, but he chose. He says, if I, the shepherd, flee, what will happen to the sheep?
He was a true shepherd.
Do you sometimes wish he had fled so that you can have him around?
Of course. Of course.
That's true as a daughter.
Of course.
Mm.
But I'm glad he did not flee.
Mm.
Because if he had fled and stayed, what is happening today probably would never have happened.
As he's being pulled away on that fateful day at Nile Mansion, he's being humiliated, being pulled away from the bishops. He says, I'm not afraid. In all of this, I see the hand of God. You seem to sense the same as you're coming, as you look back. You see the hand of God.
Yes, because if the hand of God was not in it,
yeah,
he would have fled. But God wanted to use him in a different way. Because even in death now, Luwum is still being used. Even in its death, he's still impacting lives.
Wow.
If you were in Muchwini, you would have seen the number of people who came to the Lord on that day.
Wow. It is said that Olara Otuno committed his life to Jesus. Is that true?
I'm not sure.
You don't know. But I want to tell you, the music at the dinner, the Sheraton to celebrate your fathers, I enjoyed the music of your people from the north. And I see some of the songs, the revivals, we lobo kulu, yechu lala mera, polo polo, yechu olala. That's almost like Olara Otuno.
Olara is to save.
Really?
Yes.
I saw Olara he could not be stopped. It was like something on the people were dancing.
Actually, at the dinner, that was just a mini thing. You should have been in Muchwini. You would have seen the real music. You would have seen the real thing. We left them there. They danced for 3 days.
I see another Wipolo. Polo, yetu olala. What is Wipolo?
Wipolo is heaven. Jesus, God has saved me. Yes. It is our version of Tukutendereza. Oh. That is our version of Tukutendereza.
Now, the blood of the death of your father in 1977 seemed to have unleashed what is seen as the eventual downfall of Idi Amin, because after the martyrdom of your father, there seemed to have been a collective movement within the nations and the leaders, Tanzania, that they said, this is so evil, it has to be removed. Do you think the blood of your father had somehow to speak and provoke the change that we see, saying goodbye to Idi Amin?
I don't think. I know so.
You know so?
I know so.
Say it in your own words. How do you know?
I know because before they touched Janani, nobody believed that Amin was evil. But the moment he touched him, he touched a man of God. You don't play with a man of God.
Wow. And so the gun he was looking for was not the gun.
Was not the gun.
It was touching the life of the man of God.
It was touching God himself.
Listen, thank you so much. I mean, that's so powerful. And I'm encouraged also as a man of God. Julie.
You are a representative of God here on earth.
Really?
So the way you carry yourself is important.
We just heard from Julie, Luwum, I got to say that, Adrico, I don't want to give you another name. about the life of a great man, and on the occasion of the book written about him. February 17th, beginning next year, is going to be a public holiday. And for some of you who never knew this man, you need to be introduced about him. This book that I've just read by Fountain Publisher is an excellent book, and I greatly recommend everybody to get a hold of it. It's 10,000 shillings. It helps you to open your eyes to see where we've come, where we are, and what huge sacrifices were made to achieve the freedom we now have. On behalf of Ssempa 360, we'll be back again same time, same place. Have a good night. Bye-bye.